All right. Hello, everybody. Okay, can you hear me? I can see some guys are already on the show. Good day, my brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. Just good day, Bash. Good to see you. Good day, Stanley. Goddy, Jonathan. Good to see you. Good to see you, everybody. So happy to have you on tonight. Thank you, Kachi, for joining on YouTube. I can't see everybody who is on YouTube, but if you're joining on YouTube, I want to recognize you as well and tell you that you're highly welcome. So we'll be kicking off very soon. What I want you to do for me at the moment is to tell me if you can hear me. If you can hear me, I'd like to know, please. You can let me know in the comment if you can hear me. All right, can you hear me now? Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Thank you, God's time, for telling me that you can hear me. Thank you, Spora. Thank you, Godia. Thank you, Kachi. Good to have all of you today. I'm so excited to have everybody, joining today. Wow. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. How has been your day? Tell me, how has been your day? How has been your Saturday? How has been your Saturday? We'll be starting in just a few more seconds, a few more minutes. We'll be kicking off. So just be patient a little bit, and then we'll kick off shortly. So if you know anybody who you think needs to be at this meeting today and is not here, can you do me a favor? Share the link with them. Share the YouTube link with them. Thank you, Sunday, for joining. Thank you, Sunday, for joining. Just do me a favor and share the link with them. All right, it's 5 minutes past 3 in my location, or at my location, and 5 minutes past 2 in your location. So we're going to start immediately. We're not going to wait for anybody. So let me get that going. Okay, so I'm going to stop what you're seeing now, and I'm going to share my screen with you, and we will move on from there. So I'll stop this, and I'll share. Okay, so let me know if you can see my screen. I think you should be seeing it by now. So we'll just kick off because I think you're seeing my screen now. Because yeah, you already told me you hear me very well, and that means you can also see what I'm sharing. All right, everybody. Good afternoon from wherever you're joining. Good morning from wherever you're joining. Good evening from wherever you're joining. I'm so excited to have you on this webinar today, and I believe it's going to be a very beneficial webinar to you. I believe it's going to help you to move you forward to where you want to be in terms of your scholarship pursuit. So today I'll be discussing how to accelerate your scholarship success in 90 days or less. So before we move on, I'd like you to tell me what's your background. What did you study in the university or at the university? Was it agricultural economics? Was it engineering, any aspect of the engineering studies? Was it any of the social sciences? What is it? Just tell me in the comment. I want to know what you studied. And after that, tell me what level of study you are after. Are you after a master's degree or a PhD, or even if it is a first degree that you're after, So I like to know. Just share with me also in the comment. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, can you share with me in the comment what you're studying? Okay, Solomon said he's going for a PhD. Spora is going for a PhD as well. Okay. Jonathan, can you see my screen now? Emmanuel is animal science. Bash is MSc soil science. Mabreta is PhD in animal nutrition. So if you cannot see my screen, just let me know. Onwen is microbiology. And who else? Who else? Emeka is in agricultural extension. Okay, thanks, Jonathan, for letting me know you can see my screen now. Samson is interested in PhD position. Great. I like the audience. Really, I like the audience, and that means that this is going to be helpful to you. Now, what city are you joining from? I know I have some friends from Ethiopia who are joining today. Let me know quickly what city you're joining from. I'm currently in Spain. I'm here in Leon in Spain, and that's where I'm joining from. Spora is in marketing. Ike is looking for MSc. Amechi Ferdinand is medical laboratory sciences. All right, so good. I like the audience that is joining today. Someone is joining from Glasgow. Wow, good to have you, Samson. Bash is from Kogi State in Nigeria. Good days from Yola. Spora is joining from Lagos. Beautiful. Folarin is currently in Benin. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for letting me know where you're joining from. So today, the presentation will follow this, our discussion will follow this direction. We'll talk about what scholarships are. And then after that, we're going to talk about why you should apply for scholarships. And then I will discuss some steps you can take to accelerate your scholarship success, which is the topic of today. What are the steps that you can take to accelerate your scholarship success? And how can Scholarship Mastery Academy help you to do that? And if you have a question, you can keep it till the end of the session. My assistant will help to collect those questions and send them to me, and then we can attend to them. Or I'll try to see how I can pick as much as possible from the presentation as we go about it. But I'll try to make sure that I have time to attend to as many questions as possible. Okay, so we're going to talk about scholarships, talk about why you should apply for scholarships, how to accelerate your scholarship, and then how Scholarship Mastery Academy can help you to achieve your dreams of studying abroad. So I know that some of you have not met me before, so let me just introduce myself to you and reintroduce myself to those who I have met before. My name is Ape Omede, and I am from Nigeria, but I'm currently living across Australia, Spain, and Ireland. And I hold a PhD in animal science, which I obtained from the the University of New England in Australia. I was almost saying Federal University of Technology, because that was where I did my first degree and my master's in Nigeria. But I did my PhD in Australia at the University of New England, one of the best agricultural university in Australia. And I'm very happy with what I achieved there, because I got the scholarship to study for PhD, and I did that in record time. And that was an opportunity that launched me into different aspects of dealing with scholarships and research grants and so on and so forth. But currently, I am a Marie Curie Fellow at Chagas, which is Agriculture and Food Development Authority in Ireland, and I am doing that and being sponsored by the European Union to conduct a research in relation to pigs and gut health. So I don't want to go into details of that, because that's not what we're here for today. And as part of that, my fellowship, I am spending some time at the University of Leon, which is in Spain. I'm doing part of my work in the lab in the department of animal health. And so this is where I am at the moment. And it's one of the best things that has happened to me, to be able to win a prestigious fellowship like the Marie Curie postdoctoral fellowship. And before that, I was an All-Tech Young Scientist Award winner, which I've actually won about 2 times in 2009 and 2011. And my journey started around 2008, 2009, when I began to desire to, have an experience of studying abroad. And I came across this company called All-Tech that was organizing young scientist competition for science students all over the world, and I participated in it. And lo and behold, I got a second position in the first time, and then I tried again in 2011 and got the first position, which took me to the United States for some days to present my research before a very large audience and participate in a competition, really. And I got some good reward back. And also, I've been a 3-time winner of the World Poetry Congress Young Scientist Award in 2008, 2012, and 2016. And this is an all-expense-paid trip covering my flights, accommodation, and some pocket money to Australia. So my journey with Australia started in 2008, and then to 2012 to Brazil, and 2016 to China. Then I won this University of New England International Postgraduate Research Scholarship in 2013, as well as the International Postgraduate Research Award. So they have 2 awards. One is the Research Scholarship, which pays for your school fees and pays for your living expenses, and then the Research Award pays for your research activities, things like conducting your research and traveling for conferences and so on and so forth. And within the time I was doing my PhD, I also got an opportunity to win an industry-funded grant, research grant of about 40,000 Australian dollars to put into my research project, and that helped to push my research work forward. Even at that time, I also won an internal research grant from that university of about $20,000 as well. And then currently, I'm a Marie Curie Fund fellowship winner, like I just mentioned to you. And all these is about $400,000 that I've won in research grants, in scholarship, in travel grants, and different kinds of competition. And why am I sharing this with you? I'm sharing this with you just to tell you that you can also partake in this kind of story. This can actually be your story. Now, I didn't start from here, and I'm going to show you some of the things as we go on, some of the mistakes I made. I think along the line in this conversation, I'm going to share that with you. So I didn't start from where I am today. I used to be a novice. I used to be lost, completely lost, messing up everything and so on and so forth. But by sheer determination to learn, by sheer determination to be committed, by sheer determination to, to see your vision come to pass, I've continuously learned and grow and grown over the years to the point where I was able to achieve all these things. And I know that many of you are at that same level. You are somewhere in your life where you're asking questions if this can be my story or not. And I just want to share this to encourage you that, yes, it can actually be your story because it is my story. Okay? So tell me now, what's your greatest challenge? What's your greatest challenge in terms of furthering your study? I want to know. If you can let me know, I'll be happy to listen to you. What's actually the thing that is stopping you? Because I've seen you, some of you said you're going for a PhD, some of you said you're going for a master's, and you're looking for a way to achieve that. So what is your greatest challenge from achieving that? Can you let me know in the comment, please, before we move on, so that I will be sure that this will be something that will be useful to you. Anybody? Okay, Godi said essay writing in filling a scholarship application. Paul, my challenge is the how. Okay. I'll wait for a little. Okay, Spora said his challenge is, I don't know if he's a male or a female, but this person said the challenge is funding. Obot said knowing how to proceed and what to do exactly. Great. Antonia, finance. Yeah, finance. Yes, I agree. These are the challenges. Okay, someone said he has tutu. Well, yeah, I can tell you that I know people who have had tutu. One thing I didn't mention to you is that I didn't make a first class. I didn't graduate the best in my class. As a matter of fact, when you count the best in the class, I think it will take about 6 or 7 persons before it gets to me. But like I said, learning and putting your passion into the work and understanding how it works is the total secret. So some of the things I'm going to share today, I hope will be useful to you in achieving that. Now, Jonathan said finding the right program and settling to apply. Great. All these things are covered in Scholarship Mastery Academy. As a matter of fact, the reason why I started the Scholarship Mastery Academy, which is part of our company, is to help every student who has this desire to study abroad on scholarship fulfill that goal. To help every student who desires to study abroad to fulfill that goal. That is the sole reason, because I look back at my life. I look back at where I was coming from. My dad was just a police officer and my mom was just a petty trader. But then I didn't have all the best kind of life growing up, We're just a managing middle class, family. And I had this desire to be different, to have, some stories to tell about my life and about my journey. I had dreams, but I didn't know how to go about it. Okay, so along the line, I made lots of mistakes. I fell many times. I got rejected many times. But At the same time, I learned the processes and I thought to myself, okay, one of the ways that I can give back to help people to achieve their dreams, just like I had many years ago, is to start Scholarship Mastery Academy. And Scholarship Mastery Academy has been in existence for a long time, and I've helped several students to be able to achieve their dreams, improve. Up until last night, I still got a testimonial of somebody who just got a fully funded position in the United States just by participating in Scholarship Mastery Academy webinars, only the webinars, just like this one I'm holding today. He participated in just the webinar like this, and today he is going to the United States. So my dream is to help people, students who have this kind of visions to study abroad, but they don't know how to get to it, to become fit and ready. That is what we do in Scholarship Mastery Academy, to help you become fit and ready to fulfill your dreams. And we do this through webinars. We do this through scholarship sharing opportunities. We share scholarship opportunities. If you're on our Telegram group or on the newsletter, definitely you receive opportunities on scholarship all the time. Then we have an online course, or online courses rather, not just one. We have online courses that we run to help students to be able to achieve, these goals. And then we also offer a coaching and mentoring program all at the same time. So all these are programs and projects that we've put together to help students to achieve their dream of studying abroad. And in the next few days, I'm also going to launch an email course, a simple email course, which is going to be free to people, to also help people to push their dreams forward. So this is the basic reason why I started Scholarship Mastery Academy, to help students become fit and ready and overcome all the challenges that you have mentioned today. So let's go deep into the discussion today. We want to look at how you can accelerate your scholarship success in 90 days or less. All right, so what are scholarships? Simply put, scholarship is the free money or non-monetary support that you get for your studies. Most of the times, it is an exchange for your academic excellence in school. So you are expected to continue to maintain an excellent performance along the line as you study, or work to compensate for the money you're receiving. So it could be money, free money, it is free. It could be money, it could be non-monetary. So when it is money, it means that you receive kind of salary, you receive kind of free tuition, you receive kind of maybe living expenses allowance, healthcare allowance, travel relocation allowance, stuff like that. And then when it is non-monetary, it could be access to having an accommodation. I know that the University of New England has an accommodation scholarship, so you don't need to pay to stay in one of the hostels in the University of New England. So in that situation, it is a non-monetary support. Sometimes also a non-monetary support could be having your publications, published without you paying for it, going for conferences without you paying for it. All these things are things that come into scholarship programs. So we're talking about free money or non-monetary support that is given to you so that you continue to maintain scholarship excellence, academic excellence rather, and or work to kind of pay back for that particular money. So sometimes your scholarship comes because they want you to work in the lab for them, or they want you to work in a particular research for them. And it could be a full support funding where every money that you need to finish your program is provided, or it could be partial. Where it is partial, it means that they may be paying your school fees and you have to pay your living expenses, or they pay your living expenses but you pay your school fees. So it depends on what the program provides, but it could be a full support program or partially supported program, and it could be for research-based program where you do only research. All you're going to do is research or coursework program. So, but today I'm going to focus more on research-based program, and I'm going to tell you why as we continue compared to coursework program. If you want to accelerate your scholarship success, I'm going to focus more on research-based program than coursework program. But I'll be happy to take questions on coursework as well when we get to question and answer. So where do you get scholarships from? You get scholarship from government through their Ministry of Education or bilateral agreements. Nigeria has bilateral agreements with Russia, with Hungary, and with some other countries. So if Nigeria has a better agreement with countries like that, sometimes you can benefit from their government scholarship as well. Sometimes it could be a developmental initiative of a particular country. Say, for example, Australia and New Zealand have scholarship programs that they organize for students from all over the world, just as part of a global development initiative. The United States has programs like the Fulbright Scholarship and many of that they do. So you can get scholarship from government organizations. Secondly, you can get scholarship from universities. So university get money through government. Government endows money to them. Sometimes they get money from alumni, people who graduated from that particular university, and sometimes from well-meaning citizens who support the work that the university does. So that is why sometimes you see you see a kind of scholarship that is named after somebody in the university. What it means is that that person probably studied in that university, saw what they were doing, and decided to put some money into that university to support other students. So that is an alumni endowment. But sometimes people from outside the university may want to do a particular, may want to support a particular cause, maybe cancer research or something like that. And then they would donate money for cancer research so that people who are studying anything that has to do with cancer can come to that university and, study on scholarship from those guys. The third place you can get scholarship is from individual researchers, and that is what I will focus also on today, talking about how to accelerate your scholarship success. So there are individuals who are funded by private organizations. Remember, I told you that I got some money, $40,000 from a company called Hamlet Protein to support my research as an individual researcher. So that's how private organizations can give individual researchers money to support their research. Then they can also get money from government. At the same time, they can also get money from their institutions to conduct research. Finally, you can get money from NGOs or corporate and private organizations. Bill and Melinda Gates has a scholarship in Cambridge. Chang Foundation, I think it's called Chang Foundation, the one that is owned by Mark Zuckerberg's wife. You have Ford Foundation, you have Carter Foundation, you have the Rotary Club, and all that. These are non-governmental, private or corporate organizations that have money, to give to students to be able to, study on one thing or the other. So why do you need scholarship? Why do you need scholarship? Why should you apply for a scholarship? All right. Why should you apply for a scholarship? One, free funds for your study. I mean, there's nobody who does not like free thing. Okay, if you like free things, then you should apply for scholarships. Think about being able to fulfill your dream for free. If you have a goal in life, if you have a dream in life, think about, and that goal or that dream is to study in one of the best universities in the world, or to travel abroad and have an education that is, very, 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 very recognized. And it comes for free. That should push you to do what? To apply for scholarship. So free tuition to support your study, and in many cases, living expenses in full scholarships. Number two, create a lifetime connections. Now, I have met people from all over the world. I've met people someone from Mexico, from Brazil, from China, from Ethiopia. For my Ethiopian friends who are listening to me, I have several Ethiopian friends. I have friends from Kenya. I have friends from the UK, from Saudi Arabia, from Germany, Spain. I mean, everywhere. I can't count how many people I've met all the course of my life. Okay, so if you're looking at making connections, tangible connections, lasting connections that will make an impact in your life, just imagine that you are in a class with someone from let's say Canada, for example, and tomorrow that person becomes a diplomat, and you have a diplomatic problem with Canada, or you need a diplomatic help in Canada, and you remember that you had a classmate or you met somebody while you were studying abroad from Canada who has become a diplomat. I mean, that changes everything. And you know that your worth is based on your networks. Your worth in life is based on your network. So if you have the right people in your life, it makes a lot of things easier for you. And this is one thing that scholarship does for you. And that should encourage you to do what? To go for a scholarship. Number three, experience life living outside the country. Now, if you don't go out of where you are living, if you live continuously in your village and you have never traveled to Lagos, or you live continuously in your village, you've not traveled to Addis Ababa, you live continuously in your village, you've not gone to Nairobi, you realize that your thinking, your lifestyle, your attitude, your perspective about life will be restricted to that area. Everything you will know about opportunities, about, the possibilities of life will be restricted to that particular community where you're living. But if you go to Lagos and see how people do things, or go to Addis, or go to, Nairobi, and travel out, you realize that what you thought that life was all about, was totally false or different. That is exactly the same thing that happens to you when you live outside your country. It changes your mindset. It changes your perspective. It increases when you see how people live their life. It will increase your desire to experience a life that is unique and different. So experiencing life outside your country is one of the reasons why you should do what? Think of going for scholarship. Study in a better environment. There are a lot of skills I've learned from moving from Nigeria to Australia, from Australia to Spain, and in a few weeks' time, I'm moving to Ireland to continue to learn. I've learned a lot of things that I didn't have access to learn when I was studying in Nigeria. So you're thinking of being the best in your field. You want to be the best animal scientist. You want to be the best sociologist. You want to be whatever it is. You want to be the best economist. You want to be the best public health specialist. Whatever it is that you want to be. You want to be the best computer scientist, just like Stan. Then you have to look for a way to get a scholarship to study abroad, because that will do that magic for you. Then, how about acquiring a globally recognized certificate that can compete anywhere in the world? Now, I don't know about people who are listening to me from other countries, but you know that in Nigeria, it is common that when you come back from abroad with a certificate, obtained from the US or from UK, from somewhere, and you're applying for a job with people who studied in Nigeria, they will first of all consider you before considering other people, which shouldn't be the case. But that is the situation we have found ourselves. That is when we have found ourselves. The quality of education back in our countries may be poor, and so people go outside to obtain a better certificate so that they can become more competitive. So if you want to become more competitive, then that is one of the reasons why you should seek for a scholarship to study abroad in a university that will make your certificate to be competitive. And then finally, opportunity to immigrate. Okay, so a lot of people also are looking for opportunities to go out of the country, and they don't have money. Now, if you want to go through a permanent residency program in Australia, for example, just one person alone is about $4,000. Just one person alone as a principal applicant is $4,000. Now, if you have a wife, you pay half of $4,000. That is $6,000. If you have a child, you pay half of your wife's pay. That is $7,000. If you have a second child, $8,000. If you have a third child, that's $9,000 minimum to immigrate from Nigeria to Australia, for example. Now, there is no guarantee that you will pay $9,000 for immigration program and succeed. They could deny your visa and at the same time will not refund your money. But when apply for a scholarship is free. It's free. You don't need to pay anything. And if you get it, you move to a new country and you can decide to establish yourself there. There is nothing wrong with having a second citizen. As a matter of fact, time is coming when even a PhD will no longer be a strong certificate. What will now be the bargaining power will be what citizenship do you have, and no longer your first degree or master's. Of course, we know nobody talks about first degree again. Master's is almost dead, and then people are competing with PhD and all that. So, but time is coming when second citizenship will be very, very important. And so, if that is what you desire, you should try to apply for a scholarship. Even if it's not what you desire, think about your family, your future, your children and all that, and see if it is possible to give them a better future in a different country. So these are some of the reasons why you should apply for scholarship. And this is one of the reasons I have started this particular program that I'm running and asking people to participate in, because there are a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of chances. There are a lot of opportunities for you to transform your life, for forever, or transform the lives of your children or yet unborn forever, So I hope that this encourages you today to desire to apply for a scholarship. So now let's go straight into how we can accelerate our scholarship success. So I have listed a few things, about 7 things that I think we can do, or six or 7 things that I think we can do to achieve this, to be able to move from where we are to where we need to be, which is moving from not having a scholarship, not knowing how to go about a scholarship, to becoming very fit and ready for scholarship in 90 days. The first thing is your mindset. You need to have the mindset of a scholarship winner, right? You are the most important person. I call it MIP, most important personality, most important entity in scholarship application. Now, the money is there. The people are willing to give the money. The university is ready. The researchers is ready, are all ready. But it does not necessarily depend on them. It is what you give to them that they will give back to you. So you are the most important person in scholarship application. But in most cases, many people who apply for scholarship don't go with this mindset that I am the one who is actually responsible for this. So they go into scholarship and then they are rejected. And when they are rejected, they feel bad. They feel like they are not qualified. They feel like they cannot ever achieve this particular thing called scholarship. But you know what? The rejections you will face does not have anything to do with who you are. It does not define you at all. So you need to know that, okay, I am going to apply for this scholarship, I'm going to apply for this program, but there is all possibility that I may not be able to get it, that I may not be successful in it. At the first time, not forever, at the first time, you would likely face what? A rejection. But that shouldn't define you. If you have the mindset that your rejection, because I know a lot of people, even some of you who are listening to me today, right now, or who are going to listen to this as a replay, that have applied for several scholarships and have not succeeded in them and have ended up, signing themselves off. Like, okay, this is not for me. Let me go and rest. You are making a mistake by allowing the rejections to define you. Rejections does 2 things. It means just 2 things. 1, you are not ready yet. That is what it means. Okay, so when I applied for my first scholarship in 2008, which I can even show you the letter, you will see that I was not ready. Lot of, even the email I sent was full of blunders, typos, grammatical errors here and there. I was just writing out of point, So maybe that is where you are. And so that is what the rejection means. It doesn't mean that you cannot succeed or you cannot get a scholarship in the future. It just means that at this particular point in time, when you applied for this program, you are not ready. So what should you do? Get yourself ready. And I'll show you some of the things that you need to do to get yourself ready. Number 2, the position may not be for you. Okay? So because when they advertise a scholarship position, they have criteria, what we call criteria. It is that criteria that they look at to score you. But even before that criteria, they have what they call eligibility. So you look at the eligibility of each scholarship program, and then you weigh yourself on a scale. Okay, if I'm on this scale, will I make it or will I not make it? And if you are not within the circumference of those eligibility and the criteria that they are looking for, you will not get it, even if you're a first-class student. Okay, even if you have the best essay, you will never ever get it. So these are just the 2 things that the rejection means and should teach you, what to do. 1, I need to get myself ready. 2, I need to learn how to find a position that is that fits me, or that I can fit into perfectly without having to suffer rejection. And even when you feel you are ready, or you feel that this position is for you and you apply for it and you don't get it, don't stop. Don't stop. Okay? So you need to do what? Approach scholarship with the right mindset. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself. Number 2, learn why you were rejected. Okay? Because if you're rejected, there must be a reason. It may be that your papers are not complete, or you didn't prove to them that you deserve that particular position, or there are people. Remember, in a scholarship, you are competing with a lot of people. It's not just about you. You're competing with a lot of people. So it could be that the other people that you're competing with are actually what? Stronger than you. They have better materials, have submitted better, stronger documents than you. Have what I call a stronger profile, which I'm going to share also, than you do. Okay, so you need to learn and begin to make corrections on that, and don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. I started applying for a scholarship in 2008, and I got my scholarship in 2012. I think I read about a student who is currently in Poland, and he has had interaction with us. You know, I think he said he applied for a scholarship for how many times? I can't remember if it was 30 times or some more than 30 times, maybe up to 100 or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but the point I'm trying to make is that you need to keep applying and applying and applying and applying. You need to try and try and try again. People who give up, people who have the wrong mindset of giving up, never succeed. So I just want to start by letting you know that one of the ways to accelerate your scholarship success is to have the right mindset towards scholarship. Have the right mindset towards scholarship. It is possible I will not get it today, but it doesn't mean I will not get it tomorrow. Okay? Number 2, you need to create and have an action plan. This is where I have problems with people. You have a dream to study abroad. You have a dream to get a scholarship, but you don't have a plan. You don't have anything to fall back on that will push you to do the work. See, you don't get a scholarship by sitting down, folding your arms, and then somebody will come and, hey, John, this is a scholarship for you. Congratulations. It does not happen. Okay, those who make first class may sometimes be recommended in one way or the other. Maybe easier for them. But how about you that does not have a first class? And yet you have an opportunity, you have a way of getting a scholarship. Would you just go and sit down? No, you don't go and sit down. So to accelerate your scholarship success, you must create and have an action plan. So having a desire is not enough to win a scholarship. That's what I'm just trying to say. Having a plan to achieve it is what is most important. Okay, so you have a desire. It is one thing, but you need to have a plan to achieve that, which is an entirely different thing. So your scholarship plan should include the following. You need to have goals on number of applications to submit and when to do so. You need to have goals on number of applications you want to submit and when to do so. You need to tell yourself this year, okay, now we're in July, right? 6 months down the line, I want to apply for 50 scholarships. That's the plan. That's the plan. And then you stick to it. Number 2, you need to do what? Know where those scholarships are so that you can make those submissions. So part of your plan is to find out how to find these scholarships, how to find where these opportunities are and apply for it. And number 3 is have your documents ready. You don't start looking for a scholarship and then when you see a scholarship, you say, okay, my transcript is not ready. My English language is not ready. My GRE is not ready. My reference letter is... You need to have thought about all these things. That is why it is a plan. Okay, in the next 6 months, I'm going to be applying for this. So what do I need? I need my transcript ready. And then I go and begin to apply for them. I need a GRE or IEL because by the time you do your research, you know what you need for a particular scholarship, okay? And then you get your document ready in time. So to get organized, I encourage people to have what we call the scholarship toolbox. And so people who have been part of our program know what a scholarship toolbox is. A scholarship toolbox is one-stop place where everything you need about a scholarship, all the documents, all the essays, all the letters, all the information about the opportunities you're pursuing are put in a well-organized manner in your scholarship toolbox so that you can easily navigate the scholarship journey. It is a journey. It is a step-by-step journey. If you are disorganized, you cannot make it. So part of your your action plan to accelerate your scholarship success is to have a toolbox where all these things are organized. Number two, you need to have what is called a scholarship tracker. A scholarship tracker is just a simple template with all the scholarships you can find online. You know, all the scholarship opportunities you can find. Where are they? What do they cover? What do you benefit from it? How do you apply? Where is the link to apply for it? When is the deadline and all that? So you have it and you can track them because you know what the scholarship is all about, what is being offered, where it is being offered, how I can go about it, when is the deadline. And so you plan yourself. You have a calendar from your tracker where you put in all the deadlines here and there, and then you follow through your work to the end. So you need to do what? Get organized. Number three, very, very important. You need to do what? Strengthen your profile. You need to strengthen your profile. And this is where a lot of people have problems. Scholarships is not the prerogative of first-class holders. Scholarship is the prerogative of people who are able to present themselves as a strong and competitive candidate. And you can do that. You can do that. You can present yourself before any committee that you are the better candidate to be selected for this. The strength of your personality is the first point of attraction to a researcher or an admission or graduate coordinator who is going to look at your material. Okay? The strength of your personality is the first point of attraction. So they will look at you and say, oh, okay, this guy, he has worked here and there and there. Wow. Oh, he had this experience when he was growing up. Okay, I would like to know more. Oh, okay, he has won this award. Oh, wow, that's interesting. He went to this school. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, he lived in this city where there used to be, a lot of genocide or something. Oh, okay, we'd like to know more about it. So how do you present yourself? What have you done with your personality? How have you built yourself up? Is it strong enough to make a researcher want to read more about your email that you've just sent to him or her? Does it make an admission coordinator or graduate coordinator who is looking at your application want to read more about what you've submitted? So number three way to accelerate your scholarship success is to become a person with a strong personality, strong profile. To have this, you need a strong cover letter or introductory email. Whenever you send your cover letter or introductory email to a researcher, a university, admission coordinator, or whoever it is, you need to have it, be very strong enough to make them want to read more. You need to have a strong CV or resume, depending on what they're asking from you. You need to have a strong personal statement and a strong motivation letter. And then you need to have a friendly online presence. Now, let me hammer on that a little bit. Many of us don't know when you send an email to a university asking about admission or you submit an application for a scholarship and then you go away. You don't know that in these days that we're living in this internet age, they don't just look at your CV, your cover letter, your personal statement and all that. They creep into your online presence. They Google your name and then they look at what you have been saying on Facebook, what you've been saying on Instagram, what you've been saying on Twitter and all that. So if you're somebody who talks anyhow, you're not connected in your statements, online, you just, share all kinds of things you see, those things will go a long way to decide whether they would want you to come on their program or not. So you need to have a well-arranged, in fact, in my 30 days Scholarship Success Challenge program, I teach them specifically how to get yourself organized online as well. You need to have a very, very, very friendly online presence because it is one of the ways you can present yourself or project yourself as a strong person. If you Google my name on online, you will see all my profile and you will see that there is a connection between what I do, what I say with my presence online. I don't like any kind of post online. I don't comment on any kind of things online. I don't share any kind of things online. If they are not in line with my personal values, my personal vision, my goal, where I am going to, it is not for me. Okay, because I know that with where I want to go, people are looking at what I'm doing, and it is very easy for them to do that today with what the internet. So your CV should have a strong CV personal statement. Your CV personal statement is that thing you write, that those few sentences you write. I am looking for a position with an organization whose vision is to empower women in Africa so that I can contribute my research and maybe analytical skills to helping them to fulfill their goals and blah 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 blah. Sometimes you call it personal summary. Sometimes they call it a personal objective or career objective. So that is the first thing they see, right? After your personal details, the first thing they see, the next thing they see is your personal statement on the CV personal statement or career objective. If it is not strong enough to help them, to make them decide to continue to read your CV, then forget about it. And it takes these guys less than 1 minute to decide whether they want to continue reading your materials or not. And then secondly, your CV must display what you did, how you did those things, and what you achieved. And for many CVs that I have reviewed, many of them left out these important things. They left out, what did you do with your life? Okay, you said you were a student at a particular university. You spent 4 years there. What did you do? You said you worked in so place and that place, and you were there for 2 years or 3 years. What did you do? You said you volunteered here and there for an international organization. What did you do? How did you do it? The how did you do it is talking about your transferable and technical skills that you've acquired and you've used in doing your job that you may be transferring to that university or transferring to that research group that you want to join. And then what did you achieve with those skills? If your CV is lacking these things, forget about it. So how do you improve the quality of your CV? Number one, so I have listed 4 things. Acquire leadership and management skills by volunteering in positions. So look, if you have an opportunity to lead a group in relation to what you're doing, if you have the opportunity to do some things that will improve your management skills in relation to the position you're looking for or the career you're going after, take them. You may not be paid for it. Take them, add them to your CV. All those things are very, very important. Take trainings. Take online courses today on EDX, on FutureLearn, on Coursera, and so many of them, Skillshare, Udemy. There are many free online courses you can take part in to improve your work. Now, let me tell you something about volunteering. We have one of the guys who participated in the 30-day scholarship success challenge. I think he is in, I don't know if it's Austria or Poland now. He moved from Portugal to somewhere else. He's on Erasmus Mundus program. Now, this guy graduated with a 2-2. Can you believe that someone with a 2-2 can win a scholarship? And not just any kind of scholarship. He won Erasmus Mundus scholarship. What did he do? He told me that he spent from the time he graduated to about 2 or 3 years, he spent those years volunteering and taking online courses in the field that he wants to go into. He volunteered, he picked up skills, and he took as many online courses as possible. And then these things helped him to get an Erasmus Mundus. When he told me, really, I was shocked. I was like, wow, because he joined the 30-day scholarship success, 30-day scholarship success challenge program for his PhD, because he's already gotten a master's scholarship, Erasmus Mundus master's scholarship. Okay, so don't take these things lightly. I'll also share maybe one of my testimonies with you. Now I started a company with a friend in Nigeria. And so in my CV, I added it that, okay, I started this company, and this company is into entrepreneurship and innovation development. I put what I do in the company and all that. Do you know that when I applied for this fellowship that I'm currently doing now, one of the comments that the reviewers made was in reference to that particular thing I added to my CV, that I am a founder of a company that is into entrepreneurship and innovation development. And they considered it in giving me this position, offering me this position. So don't take anything in life so lightly. If you have trainings, go for them. If you have opportunity for online courses, certifications in the field that you're interested in, very beautiful. Attend conferences and attempt to make presentations. Okay, now, I don't know, somehow I would say by sheer hard work and luck, I got all these things on time. When I was in the university as a first degree student, I was attending conferences. I was using my money to attend conferences. I joined organizations. Where I had the opportunity to make presentations, I made presentations. All those things were in my CV as somebody who has attended conferences here and there and made presentations here and there. As a matter of fact, my first contact with Australia was through a conference I attended. I attended a conference in Australia and I met people from the University of New England and they told me, they have this kind of scholarship and that kind of scholarship. And that was it. I took it off from there. So the opportunities you gain for even attending conferences are so enormous. One of them is meeting people that you can connect with for life. Okay, so you could say, okay, in Nigeria, those conferences in Nigeria, what will it benefit me? Some of the professors who come to conferences in Nigeria also have networks outside Nigeria. So if you are currently a student or you're not a student but have opportunity to attend conferences, do that. Publish articles. You cannot do without publishing articles if you have the opportunity. Okay, you may not have the opportunity depending on the level of study you are at, but if you have the opportunity, and there's a secret to it. There's a secret. You can tell your supervisor right now that you studied on that. Do you have materials that are not yet published? I want to take them. Let me convert them to publishable articles. Let's see if we can publish them. And if he's very, very interested in your growth or progress, he will give you those materials and you will go back, you will fine-tune those materials, summarize them into a publishable article, and then if you're lucky, you get it published and you add it to your CV that you've published one research article. And it is an indication that you can conduct a research and report a research. That was one of the ways I grew my article numbers, because I had supervisors who had works dumped work from their previous student dumped in their office that they were not doing anything with them. And I said, oh, okay, sir, can I pick these materials and convert them into articles? He said, yeah. Another secret to it is work with people in your group. Work with people in your class. If you're currently a student or you have graduated, but you have friends, bring them together, 3, 4, 5, do a research article, look for free journals and publish them and add them to your CV. At this stage, it does not matter where you publish them. What is most important is to show that you can do it. So these are the things you can do to improve your CV and push yourself further, to scholarship success. Your essays, very, very important. You need to tell a coherent story about yourself. Okay, that's supposed to be about yourself. Sorry about that. You need to tell a coherent story about yourself, about where you're coming from and where you're going to, who you are, who you've been. You need to tell a story that aligns with your vision, your goal, and connect it to where you're coming from as well. You need to speak in actionable words, not in passive words. When you're writing your essay, it should show that you are ready for action. I will do this, I will do that, or I have done this, I have done that. So using active words, active terms, active verbs are more important and more appreciated than using passive terms. Okay, and then you need to envision the future that you see in your essays. Be able to communicate what you're saying. What is your goal for wanting to be a PhD holder in that particular field? Why do you want to go to a graduate school? Because if it is money, you don't necessarily need to go to graduate school to have money. There are a lot of other things you can do to make money. So you need to have a clear-cut vision of what you want to do with your master's degree or what you want to do with your PhD and be able to put it down in paper. So it's not that you don't even have a vision. I think where the problem is with most people is how to communicate that in their writing. And there are words you use, there are linking words you use, there are verbs that you use, there are elements that you use to make people become interested in what you're saying. And we teach all these things in Scholarship Mastery Academy. Number 4, go for less requirements. Okay, so now, in many cases, you need extra documentations and fees to apply for scholarship. And in many cases, it stops people from doing what? From applying for scholarships. Okay? Sometimes you're asked to provide IELTS, sometimes you're asked to provide GRE, and in many cases, you are asked to provide application fees. But it is still possible to find opportunities where you may have to omit one of these. So instead of any of these delaying you, you can decide to channel your attention to universities or to programs where you don't have to pay application fees if you don't have money to pay for it, or where you don't necessarily have to pay, to take a GRE or where you don't necessarily have to pay to take an IELTS as well. And these things are there. They are all available. There are universities that you can go to. You don't need an IELTS. You don't need to pay application fees. There are universities you can go to. You don't need to sit for a GRE. But it all depends on the quality of other things, the quality of your strength as a person, the strength of your profile. If the strength of your profile is good, if it is high, then you can easily navigate through these things. Okay, you can. As a matter of fact, currently, I think that there are some universities in the US that are waiving IELTS and GRE because of the COVID. Even application fees. In fact, these three things, some universities are waiving them now because of COVID. So if you have prepared yourself before now, maybe you could have taken advantage of those opportunities. But then, even after COVID, there are places you can put in application without having to wait until you have a GRE, or having to wait until you make money to pay your application fee, or having to wait until you take an IELTS exam. So one of the ways to accelerate your scholarship success is to look for those information as well. Okay, number 5, very important. This is where we're beginning to talk about today's discussion. Follow the money. Follow the money. Now, if you're still with me, I want to ask you, I want to know if you're still with me. I don't know if I'm alone or if there are still people who are still here with me. If you're still with me, where is the largest amount of money for scholarship? Before we talk about following the money, I want to know, where do you think is the largest amount of money? Oh, okay. So following said is the US. Okay. Owen said is in US. Tell me, where do you think is the largest amount of money for scholarship? Europe. UK. Okay, well, maybe you didn't get the question very well. I'm talking about between maybe research program and academic program. Where do you think that there is more money? I'm not specifically talking about the countries. I'm talking about between research program and coursework program. The scholarship money available for research program and scholarship money available for coursework program. Where do you think the money is? Research program, research program, research program, research program, research program, yes. Research, Paul Abu research, Stephen Batch research, following research, Daniel research. Okay, fine. If you know that research is where the money is, what's holding you back? Of course, research-based program is where the money is. So I'm talking about number 5 point to accelerate your scholarship success is to do what? Follow where the money is. People will say, I don't want to do research. But is that your goal? What is your goal? Your goal is to do what? Is to study abroad. Your goal is to do what? Is to live abroad. Your goal is to do what? Is to migrate, is it not? So why would you want to limit? Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't apply for coursework. Remember, we're talking about what? How to accelerate your scholarship success in 90 days or less. So it means that you can continue to apply for coursework programs. There's no problem with that. But there is no money for coursework PhD program, generally, unless on some specialized program. There is no money for online courses. There is no money for some professional courses, or majority of professional courses. There is no money for it. So if you're going that route, you have to pay by yourself. Okay? The most of the money for coursework are in the master. So if you are a PhD student, or you are, an intending PhD student, and you're looking for scholarship, coursework PhD, what is that? You're looking for coursework PhD, you will never get anything. That is what is holding you back. Because you don't want to do research. Forget about whether you're going to do research or not, and focus on what is your goal. What is your ultimate goal? In 30-day scholarship success challenge, after the welcome, the first lesson is set your personal goal. What is your goal as a person? Not even the scholarship you want to apply to and stuff like that. What is your goal as a person? What do you want to achieve? That was why I shared the 6 reasons why you should apply for a scholarship. All of them should be your goals, not one. And if that is your goal, you shouldn't mind whether it is coursework or research, because the fact is where the money is in research. That is where the money is, right? And this money is in the hands of individual researchers. This money is in the hands of individual researchers. Remember I said, okay, you can get money from universities, you can get money from individual researchers, you can get money from government. Even the money that university gets, it ends up in the hand of the individual researchers. So if you don't have an individual researcher to support your application, then forget about it. Now, for the research-based program, you can go for it either at master's level or at PhD. So you're covered on both ways, unlike coursework, where you can only go for coursework coursework scholarship as a master's person. But as a PhD person, you don't have opportunities in that area. So if you're looking for a fully funded scholarship where you don't have to spend money for anything, health insurance in most cases, relocation allowance, accommodation, living expenses, school fees, publishing your paper, traveling for conferences, then you should start changing your mentality about coursework versus research work, if that is what you're looking for, especially if you are in the field where PhD by coursework is not funded. If you're in that area. All right. So are you getting what I'm saying? If you're getting what I'm saying, can you let me know? If you're getting what I'm saying, let me just cool down or slow down a little bit. Are you still with me? Do you understand why research-based program should be one of the ways to accelerate your scholarship success? Thank you, Alex. Thank you, following. Yes, because this is where the money is. And it is in the hands of researchers. It's in the hands of researchers. I will show you some things. Some examples. Let me show you some examples. Now, this is example one. I have picked example from almost everywhere in the world, I think. I don't know if I picked from Asia, but I picked from Asia Pacific. I think I forgot to pick from Asia. So we're studying from Europe. This is University of Copenhagen in the Department of Biology. Professor Anders Lobner Olesen in functional genomics. Now look at the other side. If you look at this place, these are his current grants. So this is what you're looking for. This is what I mean by following the money. What I mean by following the money, let me explain. What I mean by following the money is knowing the researchers that have the money and reaching out to them. Finding out who is the researcher that has money. Where is he located? Where is she located? And then follow him or her. So look at Professor Anders. These are his current grants, okay? And he's a co-applicant here, and this is expiring next year. So this grant has been going on for maybe for some years and is expiring next year, but he has a grant. See another one. This one is expiring this year. Second grant. Look at him here. He's co-applicant. Look at this one, the third one, expiring in 2022, and he is the main applicant. This one is on engineering biological memory in what? In bacteria. Then look at the fourth one. So I just picked a few. This guy, this Professor Anders, has 4 grants, current grants going on. And this is not 1 naira. I'm not talking about 1 naira or 10 naira or 1,000. I'm not talking about small money. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of euros. That is what I'm talking about. So this is our first example. Second example, from the US, from the University of Tennessee, Associate Professor Courtney Cronley, sponsored projects, right? Let me pick my pen. Maybe this will help me. Pen. See, sponsored projects. How many? She has 16 sponsored projects. This woman has won 16 grants. And this one is expiring when? December 2025. What does it mean? This woman is a candidate to approach. This woman is a candidate to do what? To approach for your scholarship opportunities. Another person from University of Alberta. Okay, so he is in which department again? He's a professor in the measurement, evaluation, and data science program. So he's in data science and something like that at the University of Alberta. Okay, University of Alberta. Now let's see this guy. So I need to erase this. Well, let's forget about that. Okay, look at his current research grants and operating grants. He is looking at a study that is titled "Providing Students with a Voice: A Measure of Students' Social Emotional Well-Being to Optimize Learning for All Students." $45,000. He is the principal applicant. Okay, and this is ending. This started in 2019 and is ending in 2021. So definitely, this thing is for a PhD student. Improving the quality and sorry, let me take out. I need to take out this. No, anyway, let me just continue. The second one, $62,000. Started in 2018 to 2021. So this is for PhD. He is what? A principal investigator. The third one, again, the same thing. 49,000, almost 50,000. So this guy has money. And I just picked the ones I could screenshot just to show you where the money is. Number 3, this lady is from University of Arkansas, and she is currently looking for a student. What this means is that she has money to give to a student. She's looking for a graduate student who is self-motivated and interested in exploring high-impact weather and climate events. So if you are into environmental science, just screenshot this particular page, okay? If you can screenshot it if you're watching me live, but of course if you have a replay you can always come back to a replay and all that. But if you are in environmental sciences, this is somebody to approach. Why? Because she has money. That is why she's looking for a student. Okay, now this is from University of Arkansas as well. Professor Gregory Dumond. Look at his funded project. This is where I want you to look at. I want you to look at his funded project. So this guy, since 2010, has won $1 million in grants. This one, he is the principal applicant, is $261,000. He's in the Department of Geosciences. $261,000. This guy has, is pending. He applied for. From 2016 to 2020, he won 500. Look at $500,000. So, guys, are you getting what I'm sharing? I don't know if you're getting what I'm sharing. I don't know if it's making sense to you. Why are you wasting your time looking for a coursework when there are millions? Okay, let me not exaggerate. Where there are hundreds of thousands. Okay, let me not exaggerate. When there are tens of thousands of researchers all over the world, you can bombard, you can reach out to and follow the money. Why? Are you still with me? Someone is saying you are not seeing it. I'm actually, you're not seeing it. You're not seeing my screen or what? I'd like to know what you're not seeing. Please let me know. Let me know what you're not seeing. So do what? To accelerate your scholarship success. Thank you very much for letting me know you are with me. To accelerate your scholarship success, follow the money. Forget that. Now, I know I've told you to do what? Build your profile, build a strong profile, create a plan, have the right mindset. If you don't know where the money is, then there's going to be a problem. You'll still be competing with people in coursework and all that. Okay. Now look at this lady, Professor Kim. I'm in Australia now. She's in the University of Melbourne. Look at how many projects this woman has done. 85. 85 projects. Out of 85, 55 of them are research grants. I can't remember what the 28 down is again. But at least you can see 55 of these 85 projects are from research grants. And this one is going on. This one just started this year and is ending 2023. So it is what? It is active. This one is on till 2026. It is active. So what I do with my students is showing them how to go about this. How to go about this. So if I were a student looking for, I think she is in, I can't remember the exact her department any longer. But if I were a student looking for something in, okay, she's talking about a project on mobile app for knee osteoarthritis, the MAP-KO randomized control trial. So if I'm in health, I think she's in health related stuff, and I'm interested in this kind of things that she's working on, I wouldn't waste time doing what? Going to her. Okay? I wouldn't waste time going to her. Now, I know this one personally. I know Professor Shibiao personally. Because what? I studied in the University of New England. So I know him personally. This one is not, I decided to end with him, with somebody I know in person. See his research grants, over 7.1 million. Over 7.1 million. And he has listed them. He has this one going on till 2024, almost $500,000 Australian dollars. This one is ending this year. Remember, I told you that a company gave me $40,000 to do my research. It is this kind of companies. So he is an animal scientist. I am an animal scientist as well. So I understand what is happening. Adesio is a company is an animal science company. EW Nutrition is an animal science company. I think this one is to agri. So now I told you that individuals get money also from industries to get a research done for them. So if you target people like this and do a good work, you'll be able to succeed easily. Okay? So, why go this route? 3 reasons why you should go through this route. Number 1, these guys get this money and they are always looking for students. Daniel is asking what is the key search words when searching for professors. Well, the key search for searching for professors could be, you need to know a particular area. I mean, I am not looking for professors I know, so it's a little bit difficult. But just to answer your question, you can do that using maybe the area where you're studying, the subject you're going to study, and then you put fully funded or research fund or research grants, something like that. It could help. But the method I teach is not through through universities. It's directly through the universities because it's quicker, it's faster if you know the skills, if you know how to do it. Okay. So why should you go through this road? Number 1, they are always looking for students. Always looking for it because they get this amount of money and they want to push it out, right? They get this amount of money and then they want to push it out. Oh, sorry. They get this amount of money and they want to push it out. And to do that, they need students to come on their program. Number 2, there is less competition. And what I mean by that is when you're dealing with one person, it is likely that you are the only person who is dealing with that person. It is likely that you may be 2 or 3. Compare it with when you are applying for Commonwealth scholarship with everybody in the world. Compare it with when you're applying for that scholarship. Now, these are beautiful, wonderful scholarships, and I encourage, in fact, some of my students, still apply for them. Okay, and some of my friends who are not my students also apply for them. But compare having 50 researchers in your field, emailing all of them. There is a very high chance that you may be among just 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 students who are approaching those guys. And the stronger your profile is, the stronger your CV is, the stronger your research proposal is, the easier or the quicker you're able to get it. So the chance that they may have many people seeking to work with them is less than when you compete in a pool. That is the second reason why you should go through this route. Number 3, all you need is to impress the supervisor or the researcher, which is what? The strength of your profile. And you know what? These guys advertise this online too. They advertise it on Twitter. They advertise it on Instagram, mainly on Twitter and ResearchGate and LinkedIn. Okay, so that's a different teaching also, because I teach also my students about all that, how to find scholarships on all those areas too. Okay, so if you have a good profile, a strong profile to impress these guys, then you are in. The next way or the next step to accelerating your scholarship success after following the money is success is in numbers. Okay, what do I mean by that? How many applications do you think you need to win a scholarship? Tell me. How many applications do you need to apply to win a scholarship? Do you know? Tell me in the comments. How many applications do you need to succeed? Mario said 5 at least. Obina said as many as possible. As many as possible. That is just the truth. You can get a scholarship at the first attempt, but it is likely that you will have to apply to as many as possible to stand a chance. So if you're somebody who, after one application, you're tired, scholarship is not for you. Go and look for something else to do. Look for money and apply, and pay for your school fees. If you're somebody that just one technical discouragement, one technical rejection like this, you have given up, you've thrown in the towel, go and rest. Scholarship is not for you. And I don't work with such students as well. If you are somebody who knows that it may take as many applications as possible before you can win this thing, then you are good to go. All right, because that is the fact. You need to apply to as many as possible before you can get a scholarship. Okay, let me show you the number of scholarships that I've applied for. Let me show you number of people I have made, not even number of scholarships, number of people, researchers I have contacted in my life. Let me show you with this slide. Can you see? Now, I think I lost my pen. How do I get it back? Sorry. My pen is hidden, so I cannot find it to point. Sorry, but I guess you're seeing my screen. So if you look at the date, you see that these were sent on the same day to different researchers. Look at the email section. You see that everybody there is different. Although this is a blunder. Because you can see that I have many people from Alberta at the same time. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. I teach that in Scholarship Master Academy. Don't ever do that. Emailing the same people in the same department at the same time. But then, this was in 2009, so I was still naive. But I wanted to show you how hungry I was back then. How hungry I was. And nobody was there to teach me. So I would email everybody in the department because I was looking for a scholarship. Okay, so I emailed people from Alberta, from McGill, from UBC, everywhere. Look at this second one. Again, you look at the dates, you see that these were sent on the same day to different people because I was desperate on a different day. The first one was the first one I showed you was in December. This one is was in November. Look at this one. Then look at this one. This last one is in 2010. So 2019, in fact, from 2018, I didn't show you the one from 2008, sorry. From 2008, 2009, 2010, I kept applying and applying and applying and applying until 2012 when I eventually got. And you know what? When I eventually got my scholarship, I got 2 at a time to choose from. 2 at a time to choose from. I didn't have to worry. So, success is in the numbers. Success is in the numbers. There is no guarantee that you will get a positive response from each of the emails. That is true. Okay, I got many rejections. In fact, I would have added my rejection letters to you. And for that, you should know that if you apply from 2008 to 2012, that is the amount of rejections I've gotten. It took me this far because I didn't have anyone to help me. I didn't have anyone to show me the way. I didn't have anybody to show me the way. There is no guarantee you will get the scholarship. Get a positive response with the first email, but the more you send, the higher your chances would be. The more you send, the higher your chances would be. So now you are thinking, how do I go about this? How do I create a workable plan, action plan that will help me accelerate my scholarship success? How do I set the right kind of goals? How do I set the right kind of goals? How do I build a profile that is strong? How do I create a CV that will make people turn to the next page? How do I write a very powerful personal statement and all that? Okay, so somebody is asking a question. Let me answer that question before I move on. So now Obina is asking, as much as I desire to apply for myriads of scholarship, how can one convert the cost of applications? I think I mentioned it. If you listen to me from the beginning, the point before follow the money is look for opportunities with less requirements. And I mentioned that one of them is waiving the cost of application. So there are universities that can waive the application fees for you. And there are some programs that don't even need scholarship application fees as well. So what you need to do is to strategize, okay? Just strategize your plan so that you will now that may limit your opportunities, because the lesser, the more of this you take out. Like if you take out GRE, take out IELTS, and take out application fees, it means that all the schools that request for them you will not apply for them. But I don't encourage that. Remember, I am not saying you shouldn't take IELTS. I'm not saying you shouldn't take GRE. This particular webinar today is just a route, one of the routes to scholarship success faster. And that's the focus of today's webinar. That is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take IELTS or GRE or schools that are request for application. If you have opportunities there, if it is where you got someone who is ready to give you money to come and study, why not go for it? Okay, go for it. So this is just one of the steps, okay? So to navigate or circumvent application fees, you can go for schools that waive application fees, or you can request. You can make a request. You can write them. Some universities can waive it actually for you if you tell them that you have financial difficulties and stuff like that. All right. And another way to convert application fees is to go to countries where they don't pay application fees. Look for countries where they don't pay application fees. A place like Australia don't take application fees. In most cases, in fact, I've hardly heard of universities that take application fees in Australia. Okay. So this is one of the ways you can do it. But let me go back. One of the things that may be going on in your mind now is, how do I go through all these processes? How do I become a person of strong profile? How do I find these researchers who have this money? How do I know where this money is and follow it? How do I set goals and follow through to my goals and all that? Two things you can do to answer that question of how do I do this and do this, do that, become the kind of person that the researchers will want to, accept into my lab and all that. Two things you can do. One, you can go through the process yourself. And as a matter of fact, you can succeed going through the process yourself. Like I did. I already told you I went through the process, but it took me 4 years. 4 years of making mistakes, making errors, not knowing how to go about this and all that before I could get to where I got to. And you will succeed in it if you do it yourself. The only thing is that you have to make mistakes. You will have to, it will take you a longer time. And all that. You will just be trying to find your way all by yourself. And you know what that means when you are looking for something that you don't have all the full information to be able to push up. The second thing you can do is to seek help. The second thing you can do to answer these questions for yourself, become the kind of person that will have these guys turn their papers or know where to the money is and following the money and setting yourself up really, really for success is to seek help. And there is nothing wrong with seeking help. So this is the reason why I created the Scholarship Success Accelerator program. For the people who think that they need help, for the people who think that they need support, for the people who think that there's something that they are missing and they want someone to give them kind of a direction. So I created the Scholarship Success Accelerator program to do that. And so the goal of the Scholarship Success Accelerator program is to help accelerate your journey to scholarship success in 3 months. Consistent work together in 3 months that will help you understand how to set the appropriate goals for your scholarship dreams, how to create a workable plan, how to have a strong profile, what you need to do to have a strong profile, how to find the money and follow the money, and then a lot of encouragement, a lot of backup, a lot of support, a lot of everything that you need to make sure that you are up there in the spirit, in your mindset and all that, to pursue your goal and your dream vehemently. That is what the Scholarship Success Accelerator program is all about. For those who want to go for option 2, who need help to succeed in their journey. And like I said, you can do all these things by yourself and you can still succeed. Worst thing that will happen is that you would have to pass through a lot of difficulty and make a lot of mistakes and delay yourself and all that. But if you have a goal to achieve this success faster and all that in the right manner. Remember, I told you this is hard work. This is serious hard work. So I'm not talking about people who are who are ready who are not ready to work, or who are just lazy, who would just be lazy about their dreams. And no, because I don't want to work with such people. I want to work with people who have goals and ambition and seriously, committed to their dreams and their goals. So what is involved in this? First thing that is involved in this is that it's going to be a 3-month journey online that will involve teachings that will cover the things that I've showed you now. That is what is going to be involved. For 3 months, you have access to different teachings that will help you to, understand all the things that I've shared with you. Number 2 is going to be you're going to have an access to a peer-to-peer support group where you can receive support in smaller groups. Okay, so all the people who are going to join the program will have we've broken into groups where they can do a peer-to-peer support program under my guidance and direction. So you're not going to go the journey, because when you're going alone, assuming I had someone I was working with, share idea with, we rub minds together and work together. All right. Maybe I would have achieved my goal faster, but I didn't have it. So, and that is one of the things that I've seen that is holding people back. So in this program, you're going to have a peer-to-peer support program or activity where you work together in small groups of 3 to 4 or 5 people, depending on the number of people that are in the program. Number 3, we're going to have a 3-hour group mentoring session once in a month for the period of the program. So for 3 months, once every month, we have a call. Everybody in the group come together and we chat, we discuss, we talk about what are the challenges, what are the problems and all that. So this is more or less like an in-house activity with everybody who is in the program. And we're going to do some things that may give you opportunity to have your essays reviewed. Okay, so apart from learning how to write good essays and learning how to build a strong profile, you may have the opportunity to have your essays and documents reviewed. Number 4, you have access to all the group calls. They replay. So because I know that many people may not be able to be online at this. Everybody in the program would never ever be able to be online at the same time. So you will ask yourself, if I miss the group call, how do I get it back? Fine. You're going to have access to all the replays of all the sessions so that you can review them on your own. You have the free access to the scholarship tracker that I mentioned to you. We're going to give you a free template to track all the scholarship opportunities that you'll be able to find during the time you're going to be in this program. So you can keep track of all the opportunities that are available to you and be able to apply for them in time before they run out. So we're going to also give you access to well-prepared, downloadable CV template and recommendation letter template, because one thing also that you will need is recommendation letters from somebody that knows you. Okay, so these days, people universities request for recommendation letters online, so your referee fills the form online. But there are still some universities that ask you to, ask your supervisors to send letter to them directly. So you can do a draft of what you want them to say and send it to them. So we will give you access to samples or templates that you can use to do this. Number 6, we're going to have up to six hands-on and monitored tasks to help you to navigate this process. So in the 30-day Scholarship Success Challenge program, the people who participate in it have one task every day for 30 days until they finish the program. One task every day. And those who commit themselves to it achieve success. So in this program also, we're introducing the same kind of tasks, but this time it's going to be 6 focused tasks on these 6 things that we have mentioned that you're going to do throughout that particular program to help you navigate this process and be able to follow the program, follow the program and continue to even use the process after you are out of the program as well. And then we're going to have group progress review every 10 days. So it's a 90-day program. So every 10 days we have group reviews with everybody who is in the program, where we do a review of how you are going. This is different from the calls. Okay, this is different from the calls. And so you are in a group, and then we do a review every 10 days to know where everybody is, what's everybody's challenge, and stuff like that. So you're going to have 9 group progress reviews throughout the period that you are in this particular program. So I don't know, is this something that you want to be part of? Is this something that you really, really want to be part of? Do you think that these are the things that could help you to move further towards your scholarship success? Please let me know in the comment if this is something that you think would be interesting to you. And if it's not interesting to you, there's no problem. Of course, I understand. If it's not interesting to you as well, there is no problem. Because scholarship is not for everybody, like we say. Okay. So, but if it's for you, if it's something that you think you are interested in and would like to explore and would want to ask more questions, let me know. Then I can go on with the presentation quickly. All right. All right. Thanks, guys. Okay. I'm happy that it's something that you're interested in. Just give me a minute. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Great. I'm happy that some guys are interested in this. And like I said, it's not for everybody, and it's not for the crowd. It is for a group of people who are ready to work. So if you're interested, the question would be, what will I be learning online specifically? What will I be learning online? Let me show you what you'll be learning. You will learn how to find these researchers with this money and opportunities. You will learn how to find these researchers and the money. I'm going to show you how to find these guys easily. You can, in fact, if you learn it in one day, you can find 20. Like if you make it your goal to say, okay, I want to find 20 researchers with money that I'm going to email this week. I'm going to show you in this program. Number 2, I'm going to show you how to set up your email professionally and how to write. Forget about set up the email. That is nothing. Even anybody can set it. But you know that many people that I receive email from, without mentioning your names, I received your email when you reply to the newsletter. You don't have what is called an email signature. And you want a researcher, a professor, or assistant professor to open your email and be interested in what you're saying. No, it doesn't happen like that. So apart from setting up your email, which everybody can do, we're going to show you how to write your first irresistible email that you will definitely get a reply. You will get a reply. One of the guys also was telling me yesterday that he has been writing professors all these years, without getting anything. But By the time he attended one of the webinars where I taught about how to connect with a potential supervisor and wrote his first email, wrote another email and he started getting email. Today, he has gotten something. He has gotten a fully funded PhD program. I'm going to show you how to write that email. Number 3, I'm going to show you how to write a winning research proposal. Because sometimes, when you make the contact with these guys, if they're interested in your CV, because it's not just, okay, this guy has a strong profile, his CV is strong and all that. The next thing after that is, okay, can this guy do a research? That's the next question. And so he or she may not ask you, okay, give me a 1-page proposal or give me a 2-page proposal. Let me see what you can do. Then you disappear. You don't know where to go, how to go about it. It becomes a problem. In this program, we are going to show you how to write a proposal that will make the researchers want to have you in their group. Finally, we're going to show you how to write a winning personal statement and all other kinds of essays, fine-tuning your CV and stuff like that. So these are the things that you're going to learn online in the program, apart from the group calls and all the other benefits that I've shown you before. Okay? So when does this program start? 1st of August to 31st of October. August, the whole of August, the whole of September, and the whole of October. So there about 90 days or something like that is when this program will run. So 1st of August, we kick off with anybody who wants to be part of the program, and we'll run till 31st of October. I know it's going to be a beautiful journey. I know it's going to be a transforming journey. I know it's going to be the journey that you have been waiting for. I am sure that this is the journey you have been waiting for. If you can be committed to it, this is the journey that you've been waiting for. By the time you go through it, you will be fit and ready for scholarship and be fit and ready to approach anybody, put strong applications that will give you an opportunity to fulfill your dreams. Now, remember, these are a collection of things that you need to do together to be able to succeed. Apart from being in this program, you need to follow the principle of success is in the number. You need to follow that particular principle. But for 90 days, 10 days, with 10 days each, we have a review and all that. You're going to learn things that will help you to transform your scholarship journey. So, what is your investment to this program? What do you think would be your investment if you are asked to make an investment to this program? What would it be? What would it be? Perfect. I think that time. The most important thing to me, and I tell my students, every single one of them, if you don't have the time, just forget about it. Okay? Because you need to have time. Okay? So you may be asking now, what is the commitment? What is the investment? You have decided, you have time, you have decided, you can commit yourself to it. What is the monetary investment in this particular program? I'm going to share with you. So to join this program is 30,000 Naira if you're in Nigeria. If you're outside Nigeria, it is $73. That is what this program is costing to do this, to be able to join, to be part of this program. It's going to be a monetary, apart from your time commitment and all that, the monetary investment is 30,000. Now, I always tell the students who come to my program, it is not the money. It is not the money. Please. Okay? The money is important to me because you're going to pay for my time. Okay? You're going to pay for my input in your journey. But I am more interested in making sure that you are the right person for this program. Okay? I want to be sure that you're the right person for the program. So, but in terms of monetary terms, this is what is going to invest. What is the investment for it? But because you are on this program today, because you are here listening to me, a part of this live webinar, you will receive a 15% discount between now and the next 3 weeks. So, and that will be $25,500 or $62 if you're interested in joining. Okay. So if you're interested in joining, you can take advantage of this opportunity for the next between now and the next 3 weeks. After 24th of July, we switch back to 30,000. And I want to let you know that this is not, if you join the coaching program or the coaching and the mentoring program, you know that this is nothing. Because in the coaching program, it is full-fledged program. So I don't know if anybody is ready for that. Okay. So this is what I can give at this particular point in time. But if you're in the coaching program, this is 4 or 5 times less than what is involved in it. Okay. So if you want to be part of it, you can take advantage of this discount between today and 24th of July and pay only $25,500. Because by 1st of August, we kick off with the program. Okay, so if you ask how would you join, just go to this website and follow the link there to join. Okay, so if you want to be part of the program and you want to pay between now and 24th, you go to this website .ly/ssap-join. You read more about the program and you see the link to pay. You see join the program link, just click on it and it takes you to where you will make payment, any necessary payment that okay. So Daniel, you're asking what is the full cost of the coaching program? You can send me an email or reach out to me and we'll send you the document for the full coaching program. But like I said, it is almost 5 times what this program is worth. Okay. Of course, it has more. It has more resources or more fresh or whatever to this particular program, and that is why. But if you're interested, I want you to go to this link either today or anytime between today and 24th of July and join the group of people who will accelerate their scholarship success in the next 90 days. And okay, if you may be asking if you can pay instrumentally. Yes, we have an instrumental payment plan. If you reach out to us, we'll also discuss that with you on how to go about that. But if you want to pay today, but know that the instrumental payment is the full payment. There is no discount for the instrumental payment, okay? But if you're interested, you can go to this website, bit.ly/ssap-join, and I will work with you to show you how to accelerate your scholarship success in the next 90 days. How to accelerate. If it doesn't transform your journey, okay, then we can give you your money back as well. Because I am not after the money, I am after helping, first of all, anyone who wants to fulfill their dreams. So if you join the program and you're not satisfied with it, we can discuss your refund. But if you're really, really ready for this, then go to this website and join the program, okay? So now I've come to the end of what I want to share with you, and I hope that this makes sense to you, and I hope that I will see you in the Scholarship Success Accelerator program. Now, let's talk about your questions in the next 15 roundup. So if you have any question, I will switch back to my how do I escape this? Escape. Discard. Okay, fine. Finally, I've escaped it now. So now let's talk about your questions. So I want to switch this so that I can see all your questions and be able to attend to it. So if you're on YouTube and you have a question as well, you can just put it down and then I can take a question. So let's go to your question quickly, everybody who has a question. Okay, so I have a question here from Ikechuku. Can someone with about 15 years gap from first degree be eligible for master's scholarship? Okay, now, so if it is not The only thing that will make you not to be eligible is if the master scholarship you are applying for is what is it called now? Is requesting that you don't be beyond a particular age. Okay, so if you are not applying for any kind of scholarship that does not need you to be at a particular age, why not? You can apply, but then you need to show that within those 15 years you have been working in an area that is relevant to what you want to go and do in master. So if you're able to show, that you have been engaged in meaningful events or meaningful activities over the years, okay, over the years, while doing your masters, then, while doing your first, after your first degree, sorry, then why not? If there is no age limit to it, why not? You should be able to do that, okay? So another question is, just hold on for me for a minute, okay, guys? I'll try to attend to as many questions as possible. Well, I need to get this slide to the question slide. Samson is asking, is it ideal to contact two PIs in the same faculty that have similar research interests? No, Sam, don't contact two PIs in the same faculty with the same research interest. Don't do it. If you remember the slide I showed you when I was sending my emails, I mentioned it very categorically that one of the mistakes I made was sending several emails to PIs in the same department or faculty. So don't do that. I would advise you to send one not at the same time. Okay, so this is it. You can send to two PIs, but after the first one has told you no. Okay, so you write the first PI and you wait for him or her, and then he or she responds and says, "Oh, sorry, I cannot take you." Then you can move to the next PI in the same faculty. But writing the two of them at the same time when none of them, in fact, let me tell you, I have a friend currently now who is looking for a position in Poland, and he wrote several PIs at the same time. And I told him, you don't need to write several PIs at the same time, but he wrote several PIs at the same time. Do you know the two PIs that he wrote, they lambasted him. They called him someone who is not, they called him somebody without integrity. That was the word he told me. He said they told him that he is a person of no integrity. How can he write two of them at the same time? So please don't do it, okay? Write one and then wait for him or her to respond. If it's positive, you move on with him or her. If it's not positive, switch back to the next person, or go to another university, I study mathematics and I am more interested in computer analytics related master scholarship course. Is it viable? Are there research? Wow, Alex, how can you be asking this kind of question? Have you checked Marie Curie Erasmus Mundus website to see the opportunities in computer science that are there? You know, the Erasmus Mundus program is not completely course program. It's a combination of course and research. Okay, so but that's just one example. And of course, there are opportunities. There are research programs in computer sciences for masters as well. Someone is asking, can someone with less than 5 publications win a PhD? Now, it's possible. It's possible. That is where the last point on how to accelerate your scholarship success comes in. You need to apply to as many places as possible so that you can increase your chances, because you never know where your CV will go in. Now, let me tell you, when I applied for my first PhD scholarship, I think I had about 8 papers or something like that, both a mixture of journal publications and conference, I think about 8 or so, but I didn't get it. And so when I got the feedback from the university or from my potential supervisor, and I asked him, why didn't I get this scholarship? And he told me, well, there were people who had more publications than you. And then between that time till 2012, I kept working and working and working. At the point, I had more publications than some of my lecturers who taught me during my first degree, and that's the fact. Okay, you can get a scholarship with 5 publications. 5 is a good number, but then you need to put out your applications in so many places so that you'll be able to put it in a place where the person above you has only 1, or you have more than everybody who has applied for that particular scholarship. Okay. Anita, you spoke about transcript. Is it the university that sends the transcript to the supervisor? Okay, so now when you're contacting this supervisor, you should have gotten a student copy of your transcript. Your transcript to the supervisor is the student copy. You remember I said you need to create a plan from beginning. You need to have all your documents ready. That is one way to accelerate your success. So if you want to write any supervisor, potential supervisor or researcher, you already have your transcript ready. I mean, you already have a student copy of your transcript ready. Because when you make that first email, he may ask you for your transcript, and don't tell him stories. It's not that you now start running up and down, going to the university to look for your transcript. You need to have your transcript ready. So for the first email, you can send an unofficial transcript by yourself. Then when he accepts you, you can now arrange for the university to send transcripts for your university to send transcript to that university, because if the researcher accepts you, you will still have to apply officially to the university. And sometimes your students, if your students' transcript are accepted, you may have to avoid that. But most of the cases, you still have to submit official transcript to them. But the one you send to the supervisor is the unofficial student copy. So yes, you can send the unofficial copy to the supervisor if he or she asks for it, or if you have a very good and beautiful result, you can send it as part of your first email, and that's fine. Let me see on YouTube if there are questions there. Okay. Okay, looks like there is no question on YouTube, or am I missing your questions on YouTube? If you have a question on YouTube, please, can you leave it in the comment, and I will answer that. But if you don't have, I'll go back to live webinar platform. Okay, so I think those are all the questions I have here. Did I miss any question? Let me scroll. Let me see. Okay, so I can't find any other question. Any other question here? Okay, Antonia is asking on YouTube, please, do you need publications for MSc? No, not necessarily. You don't necessarily need a publication for MSc. It is more required in the PhD level. But if you are lucky to have a publication, then it could increase your chances of winning a scholarship, actually. But you don't necessarily, because at master's level, you are not considered as somebody who is an expert yet. So nobody would ask you for that. But like I said, for me, I was quite lucky. I had a very good supervisor when I was doing my first degree. So he taught me how to write publications. So by the time I finished my first degree, I already had, by the time I came back for my master's, I already had publications. Between the time I was doing my NYSC, I had publications from my first degree. If you're lucky to have that kind of supervisor, I mean, that will increase your chances as well. But it is not necessarily required at master's level. What would be required for you at master's level would be, do you have the ability to conduct research? Do you have the ability to, think critically, analyze, things, okay, and be able to write a good research proposal? But if you have that, it will increase your chances. Oh, okay. Somebody is asking, after scholarship, what next, especially in visa application process? My brother, if you get a scholarship, it is rare. It is, unless you have something, then that's when they will deny you a visa. If you get a scholarship, I think that you stand 99% chances of getting the visa. That's as simple as that. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. So don't be afraid of visa application process if you get a scholarship, because you have the full backing of the university. That's what it means. You have the full backing of the university. Okay, so I have 1 more minute to take questions. Okay, yeah, you can repeat masters, of course. So I'm just asking, can you repeat a master? Why not? You can repeat masters. As a matter of fact, the first scholarship I would have gotten was asking me to repeat a master's. I was the one who said I didn't want to do a master because I had finished a master's. So why should I repeat another master's again? Okay. So you can repeat a master's. There's nothing wrong with that if you get the chance to do that. And like I said, I had the chance to do a second master's, but I told myself, no, I don't want to do a second master's. I already have a master's. So I just went straight for a PhD. Someone is asking, I'm currently a final year student of Futo studying agri-economics. Can I also join the network? Of course, you can. You can. Why not? If you can commit to what is required, why not? You can join. If you're in final year and you're going for masters, you can join because you focus on masters by research if you want, or you go for graduate assistantship and graduate teaching assistantship, graduate research assistantship or graduate teaching assistantship. So whichever is the case, somebody can join. As someone who studied in Australia, what are the available post-study job market, available post-study job market and residency routes? Okay, so this is an entirely different discussion on when. But to simply answer you, if you study in Australia, you have a potential to get a post-study work visa and stay longer and work. And definitely, if you study in an area that Australia is interested in, you can, apply for permanent residency. So it's straightforward. So you need to study in an area that they are studying, but that they have interest in. They have what they call skill occupation list. So if your subject is in the skill occupation list, you'll be able to transit from being a student or post-study work visa to permanent residency. And some of these things in countries where I have knowledge, if you're going to a country like Australia, we'll be able to give you some idea on how to go about that as well. So, but this is not discussion for that, okay? Which other documents do we need while applying for a scholarship aside from the transcript? Okay, so I've mentioned them. It depends on the scholarship that you're applying to. Every scholarship is different and unique. But generally, the basic document that you will need are your degree certificate, your degrees to show that, okay, you actually completed this particular program. Some will ask you for English language. Some will ask you, then definitely you will need a reference letter as well. Some will ask you for research proposals. Some will ask you for essays, and some will not ask you. So it depends on where you're applying to. And so I'll be able to, we'll be able to discuss that in full if anybody is part of the program. I'm applying for a postdoc position. Okay, Emmanuel. I was asked to attach my graduate transcript. My question is, my university don't give PhD transcript. What do I do? Yes, for PhD, there is no transcript. There's no transcript with result. Okay, so I don't know, depending on where you studied. For me, my PhD, I didn't do any coursework. So in my transcript, it was just a written document that shows a summary, a kind of, I think, about 40, is it 40 word summary? No, not 40 words, sorry. 40 lines, I can't remember. Or 400 words, something, summary of my project, which was included in my certificate, and some other things, how many years it took me to finish the program, or how many years does the program last, and all that. So that is what my transcript looked like. So if your university can give you that, maybe that would help. But it's rare for me. I've never seen where they ask for PhD transcript for postdoc. I always see them ask for evidence of a PhD study. So if you want, you can chat me up separately, and then I can try to say I can help you with that. Can you do a master's in another field outside agricultural economics? Why not? If you can provide evidence that you deserve a spot in that particular field that you're looking for, you can. Okay, so there are a lot of factors that go into that for you to be able to switch easily. Okay. So I think those are all the questions that I have or that I can attend to today because we've gone far beyond my time. We've already gone for about 2 hours for this. So I will take this one and it will be the last question from Ikechukwu. What is your advice for someone who want to go for MSc scholarship in agricultural finance but has a background in animal science, first degree, and about 7 years? Of course, your years of experience can cover up. Your years of experience, you didn't just study animal science, it means you have agricultural background and you have 7 years of work experience. Why not? Ikechukwu, go for it. Go for it, bro. Okay, so that's where I will stop for today, and I will be able to take more of your question if you are in SSAP. If you are in SSAP during the call sessions, we can discuss as many things as possible, and provide you with more support and stuff like that. Okay, so if in case you're still not able to join SSAP, fine, there is no problem because, like I said, it is not for everybody. It is for people who are ready to follow their dreams. So if you're ready to join SSAP, follow the link I share with you, bit.ly/SSAP-join, and then register. There are more instructions on how to do that there. But if not, I keep hosting webinars every time. And like I said, I'm planning an email course. You can join that as well. And then I share a lot of free things also on our social media platform. So you can search for Scholarship Mastery Academy on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and we have platform that you can join, and you will continue to receive some free stuff from it. But of course, that when some things are free, you don't get the full benefit that you need. But it is good free stuff. If you know me very well, it is free good stuff, and I'll continue to share that with us. So thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining this webinar today. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate that you could come out and join me to discuss about this. And my dream for you, or my wish for you, is that your scholarship dreams will not stop here. Whether you join the program or not, your scholarship dream will not stop here. I believe that you will fulfill your dreams and you will testify. And I hope that you get something from here. So whether you don't, for those who don't know how to find information, how to find the right information that you need, I encourage you to join, okay? I encourage you to join. You will not regret it at all. So that's where I'll call it today for today. And I'll see you in the group if you are in the different groups, or I will see you in the newsletter. If not in the newsletter, I will see you at the next webinar where I will teach you something else that will benefit you very, very, very much. But I hope that I will see you in SSAP. Thank you very much and have a very beautiful afternoon. Till we see you again. Bye.